Hello, hello. It is 4:58, so we have a couple minutes until we're gonna get started. So I'm just gonna hold off for now. Um, if you are on, please say hello in the chat. Tell us where you're from, where you're tuning in from, and whatnot. I just kicked my husband out of the house, so it should be nice and quiet here for the next 30 to 40 minutes or so, and I feel like that's about all we're gonna take. So if you're on, grab yourself a glass of wine or a drink. We're gonna wait a couple minutes until 5 o'clock, and then we will get going. So, like I said, if you're on, hop on the chat, say hello, tell me where you're tuning in from. I've actually never done a webinar on YouTube before, so this is new for me. But so far, it's kind of cool, and I'm pretty excited about it. So, another minute or so, and we will hop on and get going. I always have to have wine when I do these because I absolutely hate public speaking, and it just helps calm me. So I'm also going to work on some lighting situation really quick. There we go, that's better. So we'll get started in 1 minute. Not just wine, water too, always. All right, so I'm assuming this is recording, but like I said, I don't know. I have never done this YouTube before. So I am just going to get started. Hopefully it's recording, not really sure, but we're gonna go with it. So thank you so much for being here. Welcome. My name is Jamie. I live in Colorado with my husband and our 2 dogs. We own a tub repair and refinishing business, so a construction type business between my husband and I, and we have owned that for the past little over a year. We got married last June 1st, and then we bought the business July 1st, so the past year and a half or so has been absolutely nuts for us. We also adopted our second dog, Coda, in October, and we've had Scruffy for about 4 years now. So those are our 2 fur babies. We're in northern Colorado. We're hoping to move into the mountains here in the near future, hopefully in the next year or so. And that's a little bit about me. I'm going to just tell you guys a little bit about my story with coaching and with Beachbody in general. And then we will go from there. So I have actually been a coach for 5.5 years. That's so mind-blowing to me because it just seems like it hasn't been that long. It's been an amazing journey. So I started off, I was 20 years old, and I was a couple months away from turning 21, and I had a trip planned to go to Vegas, and I was always so uncomfortable in my own skin, always. But Vegas is especially your 21st birthday, the place that you want to not worry about what you're wearing. And I mean, I was going with my mom and grandma, so it wasn't going to be anything crazy, but I just wanted to look good and feel good. And that was really my motivation to get started. But on top of that, I had always been kind of I don't want to say a yo-yo dieter, but I always thought I was kind of eating healthy. But I always have snack binge crazy. One time my mom told me she found me and my friend with a bunch of candy bags, and she's like, throw that out or you are just going to get fat. And I remember that, and it's just ugh. So I've always kind of been a healthy-ish, but binge eater. And by healthy, I thought I was healthy, but then in all reality, it's it just wasn't. It's those little things that you think you're doing to eat healthy and you're just not. So I kind of thought I was healthy, but I wasn't. And I was just really always trying to find something to make a change. So I had actually also just moved to Colorado from Wisconsin with a guy, and we'd been dating for, I think, about a year at the time, and we moved there and it was all good and we were happy and whatnot. I always kind of felt a little off about it, but I felt like that in kind of all my previous relationships. So I was just like, that is what it is. And I had this Vegas trip planned, and then I decided to join this thing, this boot camp. And I was pretty much in as soon as I saw one of my college friends post her 3-week photos, and I was like, yes, that's what I want. I'm ready to go to Vegas. I want to lose that one. I look like her. So I jumped in right away with boot camp. And like I said, I just moved to Colorado, so I didn't really have any friends there. I was working, but I'm really awkward, so I don't make friends very easily. And I just, started in with this boot camp. In the first week, you guys, I was just like mind blown at everything. Like, I was in love with the community. Those are my friends. Like, I made friends in my first week in this community. They were cheering me on just for getting my workout in. They were cheering me on for choosing salad over a burger, which is hard. And a lot of people won't cheer you on for that. A lot of people give you crap for that. So I finally was connecting with people for like a positive thing. This is kind of bugging me. It's not any better, but so I just love the community. My first week, I think I lost 7 pounds or something. And I thought it was so cool because my meal plan, one thing that I almost didn't think it was going to work because it was so not I could still eat carbs and I could still have wine and things like that. So it was really simple, but also it didn't cut out the food groups that usually are the struggle factors in so many diets. Sorry, my hair's driving me crazy, so I just keep touching it. But okay, so I joined it 1 week in, lost 7 pounds, felt amazing. I reached out to the girl who I joined with and I said, I want to do what you do, get me going. So I was easy in. Not many people join quite as easy as I do, but I just loved it. And I wanted everyone I know to feel as good as I felt, because within that week, I gained so much confidence back. Like I said, I met some people that were cheering me on for things that I'm not used to getting cheered on for. And I really didn't have any friends. So even though they were just online friends, it was still better than nothing. So I loved the community. I was feeling great. The meal plans were so simple. The workouts were 30 minutes a day, and I was doing them in the living room. So it was I loved it. I felt so good. So I just wanted to share it with all my friends and family. So right then I signed up to be a coach, and I would like to say the rest is history from there, but to be honest with you, my journey since being a coach has just been wild. And that's kind of my favorite thing too is, I did see right away the long-term vision in, there's a video I love and I would be happy to share it with you. And it just fuels my fire every time I need something to fuel my fire. And I saw the long-term vision because I saw some people doing things that were incredible. And I don't know, it's not that I didn't see the vision, but more importantly, I just wanted to share it with people that I loved, because I know that I have friends that also work out and they're like, oh, I just want to lose 10 pounds. And, there's family and there's all these people that I know just want to gain confidence or lose the weight or don't, whatever it was, find a simpler way to eat healthy. So I was just so excited, and I saw a lot of success right away because I started sharing my journey on social media, and not just anything crazy, but just sharing my journey. Okay, started this workout thing, it's day 3. I'm feeling really good. Today, I actually didn't even have weights. I would just use spaghetti cans for my first couple of weeks. So I just shared my journey, and I was telling people the new recipes I was trying, because I tried so many new foods when I started this, because I don't know, I never tried these things before, but I fell in love with things like spaghetti squash and zucchini and all these different things that I never tried before. So I just wanted to share it all with people, and I started sharing it on social media, and I started building a following, and people started seeing the changes that I was making, and they wanted to join me. So I was pretty successful in my beginning of coaching. And then I kind of fell off after a while. I don't know why. I could probably give you 100 excuses, but I think I really just lost track in my own journey. So I kind of slowly didn't go all in my workouts, and then my nutrition kind of fell off, and then that whole journey kind of fell off. And then at that point, you kind of feel like, how do I share this? How do I coach someone when I'm not doing it myself? So on top of that, I was getting married, and I just kind of gave up for about a year. But during that year, I honestly lost like myself again, because when I was doing the workouts and I was eating the meal or like following the meal plans, I felt so good. I felt so good that I was able to finally find something that worked. Eating healthy and working out does so much just for your mind and body in general. So that was, just a natural thing. But I just felt so good, and I started gaining confidence and started becoming me again. And I broke up with the guy that I was with because I finally realized what that feeling wasn't just like, oh, it always is the thing. It was like, okay, he's not for me. And that was a really, really, really hard thing to do because we moved across the country together. And so I had a lot of support through these online people that I had only met 2 months ago. And they honestly were the reason that I was able to do it. And I was able to like get through it because like I was in Colorado, on top of that, we worked together. So I didn't have friends that weren't also his friends. So I didn't have anyone to talk to except for these people that I met online, which is a really, really crazy thing to think about. But it was also like the coolest thing. The community here, it's all a bunch of people working towards bettering themselves. So it's just the coolest thing. So I kind of was on and off, like I said. So I was working, and then I kind of took a year off. And during that year off, I kind of fell back into the worst habits. I started, my mental health was back in the dumps. I just like my relationship with my now husband was going downwards because you cannot be in a healthy relationship, in my opinion, if you do not have your own healthy relationship with yourself and with your own body and whatnot. So all these things started to happen. All my extra income I was making was gone. So I was kind of going back into debt. My mental health was going away. I was getting a little more disconnected from my coaching friends, which were actually the best friends in my life because they are positive people working to better themselves. So disconnecting from them, not that we were all the way disconnected, but they could just tell that I wasn't putting in the work to be my best self. And people like that, they don't want to be around people who are negative Nellies. So during that time off, anyways, I kind of like lost myself in all the ways. And I almost went back to pre Beachbody Jamie. And that was horrible. And I hated it. And I finally realized that I need to do this because it's so much more than just the workouts and the coaching and the money and all that. But during that time, I went back into like my worst place, and I just realized like coaching is so much more than the money, or it's so much more than the little pieces, but all of it together genuinely makes me who I am. So the past, I don't know, this 2020, I guess I've really been all in and working really hard, not only on just getting back into my own personal routine and working on bettering myself and getting back into getting back into the nutrition and workouts I've never really fallen out of, but the nutrition is where I had kind of struggled and those type of things. So I kind of got back into it, and I'm finally like feeling back into my more confident self. And it's been so hard, but I realized when I took that time off that I don't want to ever go back to who I was before. So this is the only thing I know that can get me to where I want to be as far as like the community and the mindset, and the money is huge. And that is something that I will never, ever, ever not say that I like motivates me, because I am money motivated. But ever since we had this new business, I don't need the money like I needed it before. I don't desire so much to like quit my job. So I was pretty money motivated before, and I still am, because money equals freedom. But it's so much more than that now, because I literally just don't want to go back ever to who I was before, because this opportunity literally has changed my life in so many ways, more than just the fitness and the money, that I never, ever, ever want to be without it. So that's a little bit about my story. I know, kind of crazy, nothing too special, but that's just a little bit about me. I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit more about what we do as coaches. And this is something, honestly, I usually forget to talk about during these calls. So I decided to talk about it first. So a couple things we do. So first and foremost, we work on us. So this is the number one activity in our business. And that is because if you're not doing the things, you're never going to inspire people to do them. But also you have to be your best self to be able to help others be their best self, which is A and B, I guess, are basically the same. So following a workout program. And the cool thing about this is we have everything from bar to lifting to dancing to cardio to if you just want to do yoga, everything. But you have to be working on yourself, being the best version of you. And that helps you inspire people to be the best versions of them. So the coolest thing is I've never worked in a job that literally encourages you to be your best version of yourself. And they make it so simple because that's, we don't make anything like that. We just follow them. There's so many options. So there's something to fit everyone's needs and schedules and goals. And then the meal plans as well. There are so many, just this past week or month or something, just since September started, I think it was in the last week, they added on both of our really crazy intense meal plans to our main pack. So it's I think it's a $700 value that you get for $150. So it's just insane. But the first thing we do is work on us. So both, workouts and meal plans. But second is work on us mentally. So personal development, whether it's reading or listening to a podcast or a audiobook. But this business, as is being self-employed at all, starting any business, life in general, it's hard. So again, you cannot lead people further than you are. So this is I guess, I don't know. I didn't have the right words down here to explain it to you in my notes, but you cannot reach, I personally know that I cannot reach my goals, my long-term goals in the current mindset I am. So every single day I work on my mindset because I know that to get to where I want to be, I have to have a certain mindset. So that's the second thing we do every single day. First, work on ourselves physically. Second, work on ourselves mentally. It's so simple. And it's so awesome to have a job that wants you to be your best self, because most places, it seems that it turns people against them, it's all bad. So having a job that encourages you to work on yourself first is just absolutely incredible. And then the third thing is the income producing activity. So working on yourself is super important. That's why they're 1 and 2, but to make it, the business all in general, you do have to also be doing these income producing activities. So a couple different ones. First, post on social media, AKA share about what you're doing. We share about both the good and the bad things because you don't want to be like a magical unicorn on social media where no one can relate to you. You want to share that you drink wine and that, you have tacos and whatnot, but you also want to share that you get your workout in, because we're not magical unicorns as coaches. We're humans. We work on ourselves, but we also have that balance and whatnot. So I'll talk about that in a little bit, but posting and sharing, and also not just about Beachbody, but also just about our life in general. And I think that's what some people get really concerned about. Oh my gosh, I don't want to just post all these fitness things and post this every single day. And it's not what it's about. I post about Beachbody maybe once a week. So it's just, you don't have to be constantly pushing crap down people's throat about, Beachbody and this and that. You can really genuinely share about you and your life. And that's what we encourage. And we'll have trainings to help you with the posting as well. So posting and sharing. Second thing is expanding your network. Again, finding people that you on either Facebook or Instagram. We do a lot on Instagram, but finding people that you want to work with and people that you actually like. The cool thing about this job is you get to pick who you work with, which is something that is most no other jobs. So post and share, expand your network, connect with people. That's a huge thing about what we do. We are not just about in everybody's inbox, go. We're more about connecting, and that's something we pride ourselves on. But we do also next invite people to learn either more about the coaching opportunity or the boot camps. And then following up with people, because most people don't join the first time. Not necessarily the first time, but the first time I talk to someone, they either have to think about it or ask their husband or, whatever it is. Maybe it isn't the right time, maybe a couple of weeks till they get paid or whatever. But following up with people to see if now's the right time, if they have any questions about the information I gave them. And then lastly is cheering on the people that we have already brought on, whether it's the coaches on my team or the girls in my boot camp. Cheering them on and recognizing them and just being their biggest cheerleader is one of my favorite things to do, just because it's like my job isn't about, I really try not to focus on bringing people in, but I try to focus on the people that are there and giving them the best results that like they can and the best experience they can. So cheering people on and recognizing people is one of my favorite things. So all in all, that's what we do is we work on ourselves mentally and physically, and then our income producing activities, posting on social media, expanding our network, connecting with people, inviting people to learn about what we do, following up with them, and cheering people on, all in all. So any questions about that, like I said, feel free to send a message in the comments or send me a message personally. If you send a message personally, it will be afterwards that I get to it. So some common fears. Sorry, I'm like every time I do one, I do too. Common fears that I want to talk about because I get these all the time. And most of the time people have these fears, but they're mostly just limiting beliefs. So something that you think is going to stop you from doing something, but in all reality, it's just in your head. So first of all, so many people are like, I'm not fit enough to be a coach. I like beer too much. I like, stuff like that. And it just is like, whoa. First of all, when I started when I started coaching, I was still 30 pounds overweight. So it doesn't matter because people can't relate to you if you are the tiniest person ever. People can't relate to you if you've never struggled with workouts. But if you are 30 pounds overweight and you're sharing your journey with them, people are going to see that and they're going to be able to relate to your first 3-pound loss, and then maybe you fit into a size of pants that are smaller. So those little things that you can share along the way are how people are going to learn to relate to you, trust you, get to know you, and just like respect you, because nobody, like I would never have the balls to join someone who was like a fitness professional. And that's just me personally. But I think just like not being fit enough is really, really silly. It doesn't matter. It helps people relate to you more, but also we aren't the ones like making the meal plans or anything like that. So it's not like you have to be, it's just silly. So not fit enough doesn't matter. Most people are overweight when they start coaching anyways. And like I said, some people are like, I don't know anything about fitness. Like I really don't know. But that's the cool thing about coaching too, is we aren't anything like personal trainers. We don't make meal plans. We don't make workouts. We don't do that. We literally follow the ones that we're given and we give them to the people, and we help, like I said, cheer people on. So we don't have to know about that. And sometimes I honestly do get messages a lot and people will be like, oh, my ankle kind of hurts. Should I do the workout? And I'm like, I'm not a professional. I don't know. If you don't feel like it, don't, but ask your doctor. Cause I don't know. I don't have like the accreditation to give you that knowledge. So never feel like you need to know everything. The cool thing is to like any of the questions that you might have that aren't like medically related, super easy to find. We have a super easy system as far as finding information. So if you're worried about like not knowing all of the knowledge of the business or like our products, that's super simple and fixable. But as far as not knowing anything about fitness, that's literally not our job. And then one other thing I actually forgot to mention above about the different things. Sorry, little squirrel brain. But so of all the different things we do, you're not supposed to know how to do those things. First of all, we have a list. This is the list given to us by the company. And it literally is a checklist every single day of the things that you are supposed to do. And on top of that, we have so many trainings available to you that I will hook you up with once you join, so that you don't have to worry. I had no clue what I was doing when I started either. But once I went through the trainings and whatnot, and throughout the years, I've really or like I went through the trainings and I figured it out. And throughout the years, I've really learned on kind of like, doing better and perfecting it and whatnot. So don't worry about not knowing. That's all things that we will work on, training. And then last is time. So many people are like, I don't have the time for that. And I will be the first to say that it looks different for everyone, but time is 100% not an excuse for not doing this. I have been doing this for 5.5 years, and I haven't been 100% consistent throughout all of it. So maybe I'm not a good example, but I could have made the time throughout all of it. And when I have made the time throughout my 5.5 years, it's looked different throughout all of it. Right now, I own a whole nother business, and it's crazy. Before, I was a waitress from like 11:30 or 12 until 4 p.m. And that was a really easy schedule for me to work out. So everybody's time is different, but I work with women who work 40 hours a week and have 3 children and still can do this. Or, everyone has different things. I work with doctors and lawyers and all these different things. And it looks different on everyone, but anyone can make the time, whether it is how much time do you need? Honestly, I usually recommend one focused hour a day, Monday through Friday. And I have hours written down where you can get all of the tasks done in 1 hour, and it's very scheduled out, very focused. You have to be focused during that hour. It can't be an hour that you have your kid on your hip and you're trying to get laundry done too. But if you have 1 hour Monday through Friday that you can focus on this, I guarantee you that, you can get, that you can make things happen and build a successful business. But another thing is this is something that you get out what you put in. So if you want to stay until 2 a.m. and do more work and you want to really hustle harder, you're going to get more out of it sooner. But if you just kind of want to make a little bit here and a little bit there and maybe just get your products covered or maybe just make enough for groceries for the week, that's fine too. But the less you put in, the less you get out, and the more you put in, the more you put out. So it just kind of depends on how much you want to put in, where you want to make the time. But I've worked and I've been friends with so many people who have been in every single different life situation. And I know that it doesn't matter if you're in grad school or if you have 7 kids or if you're single and you're working 4 jobs, it doesn't matter. Everyone can make the time. It's just about making finding it, being making it a priority, because it's about making sacrifices now to be able to long-term live the life that you want to live. So those are some common fears. A couple other things I'm going to talk on quick, mostly just about how we make income and then other benefits of being a coach. So income, kind of simple, kind of really complicated, but I'm going to simplify it for you. We get commissions, 25 to 40%, depending on what type of things we are providing people. And then on top of that, we get bonuses. So there are bonuses for signing on coaches, or bonuses for if your team is doing certain things, or bonuses every quarter if you're a certain rank. Bonuses rank from $100 is the smallest, I do believe, and I think the biggest is $50,000. So literally an insane. It just kind of depends on where you're at, where you're performing. Beachbody 100% does not guarantee any level of income. It is all based on each coach's skills, skill set, time, diligence, et cetera. So you can never say that you're going to we'll never guarantee you make any money, but if you put in the work, it's pretty, it is what it is. So again, 25 to 40% commission, depending on what it is, and then bonuses for different things. The cool thing is too that a lot of people will be repeat customers, so that you will have that repeat in longer term commission and income and whatnot. So that's something that if you have questions on, I have a video I can send you. I just am not going to go deep into it now because I'm trying to make this short and sweet. But if you have any questions, I would be happy to send you over the other video. And then just coaching in general has so many other benefits. And I talk about all these things and they're all great, but in general, in reality, the other benefits of coaching are where it's at. So earning trips is one of my favorite things ever. And you probably have seen those on social media, but I have gone on 3 or 4 trips with Beachbody, Mexico, Punta Cana, a cruise, and then we're going back to Mexico this year. This past 2020 was canceled because COVID, but it's just an incredible opportunity. Basically, if you help 3 people a month get started on their health and fitness journey, you are going to earn an all-inclusive trip for 2 every single year. So super awesome. One of my favorite things, and again, something we can talk more about, but I'm sure you've seen pictures and whatnot. Second is like just the community. Like I talked about when I went through that breakup, when I've just gone through so much, and the people that you meet in this opportunity are truly the best people that I've ever met in my life. Just because, like I said, they're people that want to help people. They're people that are working hard to make their lives better. They're people that do personal development every day. So that type of community is like the number one thing that I don't think I could ever leave. And the trips we go on, not even just those trips that we earn, but like the yearly conference, the energy that's there and the people that are there, and it's just incredible. So the community has been something that's absolutely changed my life. Not to mention, I've met so many good friends, and even one of my bridesmaids in my wedding was someone I met through coaching, and I was in her wedding. So it's just really cool. The community is amazing. Accountability is something that I don't talk about enough, but I 1000% guarantee I would not be a coach to this day if I wouldn't be still working out and eating pretty healthy to this day if it wasn't for being a coach. One, I've just learned over the past 5 years, it's now a habit, it's built into my life. So that was part of it. But on top of it, the accountability of, being on social media and sharing that every day, and the accountability of having my team and all these things. It is an incredible accountability, and it really, really, really has helped me stay on track. Fitness long term, I definitely still eat the cookies and have the ice cream and whatnot, and I'm not even as fit as I've ever been in the past 5.5 years, but I'm happy with where I'm at, and I guarantee you that I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for coaching. And then last is just sharing, honestly sharing this opportunity, both the fitness and the coaching have changed my life so incredibly. So the fact that I get to pay that forward is something I would never, ever, ever be able to not do. I love it. The coaching on opportunity is something I don't talk about enough because it's changed my life way more than they both have changed my life so much. So it's just incredible. And I love being able to share that with other people and paying it forward and, that type of situation. So that's actually, I think, all I have. I might have more. I just kind of was a mess as far as my notes. If anyone has any questions, feel free to, I don't see any chat messages. I might be missing them, but I don't think so. If you have any questions, like I said, let me know. I am doing a giveaway for anyone who wants to join my team between now and tomorrow night. If you are already on my team and not currently working the business, just shoot me a message and let me know you're ready. If you are in one of my boot camps and you are ready to join, again, shoot me a message. It's a $40 fee, but you fill out a form and you get that reimbursed right away. And if you have never been in a boot camp or anything before, we'll just get you signed up the same exact way as I get girls signed up with the boot camp, but you'll also get all the opportunity for the coaching as well. So it's the same exact price, super awesome deal. And if you join by tomorrow or send me a message, whatever category you fall in, I'm sending out a free shirt and a free cup for everyone who joined. So send me a message. Let me know. I would be so happy to get you guys all started on your fitness journey and or on your coaching journey. And apologize for this being kind of crazy. I hate public speaking, like I said. So not the best at it, but I am here for you guys to explain what I do. So let me know if you have any questions. Thanks so much for hopping on, and have a great night.